continuing coverage.
Yeah, Dawn, that experiment, NNU's CubeSat team found the best polymer, or in other words, plastic, to use in 3D printers on the International Space Station. With this new capability, the engineers will make history once again with the help of a fresh new face whose ideas are out of this world. To a promising engineering student, some might say, hey, the sky's the limit. But for 19-year-old Northwest Nazarene student Ben Campbell, the sky isn't high enough.
We're going to launch those up on a rocket to the International Space Station. The
Dean's List honoree and Nampa native has been working around the clock with his NNU engineering team to collect the results from the satellite launch we told you about in 2017.
But it was the first one built and manufactured in Idaho. We learned a lot from working with it just over the last year.
They're now harnessing those improvements into a newer version.
We've got a better power system, better solar panels. I also did some tracking stuff on a computer to see where the satellite is at any given time.
But now they're working with NASA to make history of another kind. The new and improved MakerSat 1 will be the first spacecraft to be assembled and deployed in space. Here's how it works. Ben and his team emailed designs of these 4 white plastic-looking pieces to the International Space Station. NASA astronauts print those there with a 3D printer,
which involves using less material and in turn also saving costs on rocket fuel to launch up all that extra material. We can just send the electrical boards.
Then he says the assembly can be done in less than a day.
And then they'll deploy that satellite out of the space station once it's all assembled.
Then it enters the orbit around the Earth, where it can supply scientific data.
And then also if something goes wrong, you can just fix it on the space station.
But MakerSat 1 is not the only one set to take flight in the next year. In August, Ben is flying to Russia for an amazing opportunity.
I was one of the 20-something people that were selected to compete and represent the United States at the world stage in Russia. Essentially the Olympics of career and vocational skills.
So come August, we'll be cheering Ben on for that gold. But for other Idaho kids shooting for the stars, Ben has some advice.
I'm just some boy from Nampa, Idaho, of all places, yet here I am doing work with NASA. Don't be limited by what your outside conditions are.
Yeah, so pretty impressive, right? Yeah. He was chosen out of thousands of Americans for that World Skills competition, and he says 76 countries are going to be at that in Russia in August.
So Ben, obviously pretty excited. Does he have any plans for after school?
That's a good question. He told me he's already gotten some job offers, actually,
really?
And he says he does want to work in mechanical engineering and maybe even attend grad school.
From little old Nampa, Idaho.
That's right.
All right, thanks, Madeline.
All right, thanks.